Gravedigger.
Claudius.
Gertrude.
Hamlet. Who's there?
Answer me, stand and unfold yourself.
Long live the king.
Bernardo,
He.
you come most carefully upon your hour.
It's now struck 12. Get them to bed, Francis.
For this relief, much thanks. 'Tis bitter cold, and I am sick at heart.
What, have you had quiet, young?
Not a mouse stirring.
Well, good night. If you do meet Horatio and Marcellus, the rivals of my watch, bid them make haste.
And we got here. Stand ho, who's there?
Friends to this realm, and legions to the Dane.
Give you good night.
Welcome, Horatio. Welcome, good Marcellus.
What, has this thing appeared again tonight?
I have seen nothing.
Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy, and will not let belief take hold of him, touching this dreaded sight twice seen of us. Therefore, I have entreated him along with us to watch the minutes of this night, that if again this apparition come, he may approve our eyes and speak to it.
Tush, not here.
Sit down a while and let us once again assail your ears that are so fortified against our story what we tonight have seen.
Well, sit we down, let us hear Bernardo speak of this.
Last night of all, when yon same star that's westward from the pole had made his course to illume that part of heaven where now it burns, Marcellus and myself, the bell then beating what?
Peace, break me off! Look where it comes again!
The same figure like the dead King Hamlet.
Thou art a scholar, speak to it, Horatio!
Was it not like the king marked Horatio?
Most pride inherits me with fear and wonder.
Would we spoke?
Question it, Horatio!
If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. If there be any good thing to be done that may to thee do ease and grace to me, stay and speak. Stop it, Marcellus!
'Tis here!
'Tis here.
'Tis gone and will not answer.
Ah, now, Horatio, you tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than fantasy? What think you?
Before my God, I might not disbelieve without this true and sensible avouch of mine own eyes.
Is it not like the king?
As thou art to thyself, 'tis strange.
Was about to speak when the cock crew.
And then shrunk away in haste like a guilty thing upon a fearful summons. I've heard the cock that is the herald to the morn doth with his lofty and shrill sounding throat awake the god of day, and at his warning the wandering and uneasy spirit hies to his confine. But look, the morn in russet mantle clad walks o'er the dew on yon high eastward hill. To break we our watch up, and by my advice let us impart what we have seen tonight unto young Hamlet, for upon my life this spirit dumb to us will speak to him.
Let's do it, I pray. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Though yet of Hamlet, our dear brother's death, the memory be green, and that it us befitted to bear our hearts in grief and our whole kingdom to be contracted in one brow of woe. Yet so far hath discretion fought with nature, that we with wisest sorrow think on him together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore, our sometime sister, now our queen, have we, as 'twere with a defeated joy, with mirth in funeral and with dirge in marriage, in equal scale weighing delight and dole, taken to wife. Nor have we herein barred your better wisdoms, which have freely gone with this affair along, for all our thanks. And now, Laertes, what's the news with you? The head is not more native to the heart, the hand more instrumental to the mouth than is the throne of Denmark to thy father. What wouldst thou have, Laertes?
My dread lord will give in favours return to France, from whence so I came willingly to Denmark to show my duty in your coronation, yet now I must confess that to be done, my thoughts and wishes sending it for France.
Have you your father's leave? What says Polonius?
He hath, my lord, wrung from me my slow leave by labours of petition. And at last, he upon his will I sealed my heart consent. I do beseech you, give him leave to go.
Take thy fair hour, Laertes. Time be thine, and thy best graces spend it at thy will. And now, my cousin Hamlet, and my son.
No more than can and less than five.
How is it the clouds still hang on you?
Not so, my lord. I am too much in the sun.
Good Hamlet, cast thy night color off, and let thine eyes look like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever with thy lowered lids seek for thy noble father in the dust. Thou knowest 'tis common. All that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity.
Aye, madam. It is common.
If it be why seems it so particular with thee?
Seems, madam. Nay, it is. I know not seems. He's not alone, my inky cloak, brother, nor customary suits of solemn black, together with all forms, moods, shapes of grief that can denote me truly. These, indeed, seem, for they are actions that a man might play. But I have that within which passeth show these but the trappings and the suits of woe.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these mourning duties to your father. But you must know, your father lost a father. His father lost his, and the survivor bound in filial obligation for some term to do obsequious sorrow. But to persist in obstinate condolement is a course of impious stubbornness. 'Tis unmanly grief, a fault to heaven, a fault against the dead, a fault to nature. To reason most absurd, whose common theme is death of fathers, and who still hath cried from the first corpse till he that died today, this must be so. Why should we, in our peevish opposition, take it to heart? We pray you, throw to earth this unprevailing woe, and think of us as of a father. For your intent, going back to school in Wittenberg, it is most retrograde to our desire, and we beseech you, bend you, to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chieftest courtier, cousin, and our son.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray thee stay with us. Go not to Wittenberg.
I shall with all my best obey you, madam.
Oh, why, what a loving and fair reply. Be as ourself in Denmark. Come, madam. This gentle and unforced accord of Hamlet sits smiling to my heart. Come away.
This too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew. For that the everlasting had not fixed his cannon against self-slaughter. Oh God. God! How weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. It's an unweeded garden. It grows to seed things rank and gross, and nature possesseth new. That it should come to this. But 2 months dead, nay, not so much, not 2. So excellent a king that was to this Hyperion to his sack, so loving to my mother, that he might not but teem the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth must I remember. Why, she would hang on him, as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on, and yet within a month, let me not think of frailty. My name is woman. A little mother. Or ere those shoes were old, with which she followed my poor father's body like Niobe, all tears. Oh God! A beast that once discourse of reason would have mourned longer. Married with my uncle, my father's brother, but no more like my father than I to Hercules. Within a month she married. No, most wicked speed to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets. It is not, nor it cannot come to good. But break my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
Held your lordship.
I'm very glad to see you well. Horatio. Or I do forget myself.
Oh, the same, my lord, your poor servant ever.
You're my good friend. I'll change that name. Myself.
My good lord.
I'm very glad to see you well. Going to repair, Elsinore. We'll teach you to drink tea very far.
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
I pray thee, do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio. The funeral baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables. Would I had met my dearest foe in heaven, or ever I had seen that day, Horatio. My father. I think that's my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
I saw him once. He was a goodly
He was a man taken for all the gold. I shall not look upon his life again.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw who?
My lord, the king, your father.
The king or father?
2 nights together had these gentlemen in the dead fast middle of the night been thus encountered. A figure like your father appears before them. This to me in dreadful secrecy in part they did, and I the third night kept the watch, where, as I had delivered, the apparition comes. I I knew your father. These hands are not more like.
Where was it?
My lord, upon the platform where we watched.
Did you not speak to it?
My lord, I did, but answer made it not, yet once methought it lifted up its head as if it could speak, but even then the morning cock grew loud and it shrunk and paced away and disappeared from our sight.
'Tis very strange.
As I do live my honored lord, 'tis true, and we did think it writ down our duty to let you know of it.
Indeed, sirs, indeed. But this troubles me. Told you to watch tonight?
We do, my lord.
Arms steady.
Armed, my lord.
From top to toe.
My lord, from head to foot.
Then saw you not his face.
Oh yes, my lord, he warned the speaker up.
Was he frowning?
Countenance more in sorrow than in anger.
Fixed his eyes upon me.
Most constant.
I had been there.
Would much amazed you.
Very light, very light. Stayed long.
Well, one with moderate haste might tell 100.
Longer.
Not when I saw it.
His beard was grizzled now.
It was as I seen it in his life, with sable silvered.
I will watch tonight. Perchance to walk again.
I'm going to look.
I pray you all, if you have hitherto concealed this sight, and whatsoever else shall have tonight, do then understanding that no tongue I will requite you of. So, fare you well. Upon platform twixt 11 and 12 will visit you.
Our duty to your honor.
My father's spirit and arms. All is not well. I doubt some foul play, but the night will come. Till then, sit still, my soul. Maldeeds will rise, though all the earth overwhelm them to men's eyes.
My necessaries are embarked, farewell. And sister, do not sleep, but let me hear from you.
You doubt that.
Well, for Hamlet in the trifling of his favor, hold it a fashion and a toy in blood, a violet in the youth of pride in nature, forward, not permanent, sweet, not lasting, the perfume and suppliance of a minute, no more. Perhaps he loves you now, but you must fear. His greatness weighed, his will is not his own, for he himself is subject to his birth. He may not, as unvalued persons do, carve for himself. From his choice depends the health and safety of his whole state. Then weigh what loves your honor may sustain, and with too willing ear you list his songs, or lose your heart or your chaste treasure open to his unmastered importunity. Be wary then. Best safety lies in fear.
Shall the effect of this good lesson keep as watchman to my heart. But good my brother, do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whilst, like a puffed and reckless libertine, himself the primrose path of dalliance treads, and recks not his own reed.
Oh, fear me not. But hear my father comes, I stay too long.
Yet here they are. Aboard, for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail and you are stayed for. There, my blessing. And these few precepts in thy memory, see thou here. Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast in their doctrine tried, grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel. But do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new hatched, unflettered comrade. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in, bear it that the opposed may beware of thee. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Costly thy habit as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy, rich, not gaudy, for the apparel oft proclaims the man. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing doubles here to pleasantry. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell. My blessing season this evening.
To assembly do I take my leave, my lord.
I invite you. Go. Your servants can.
Farewell, Philia, and remember well what I said to you.
It's in my memory locked, and you yourself should keep the key.
Farewell.
What is it, Ophelia, he has said to you?
So please you, something touching the Lord Hamlet.
Very well bethought. What is between you?
He hath, my lord, of late, made many tenders of his affection to me.
Affection! You speak like a green girl, unsifted in such perilous circumstance. Do you believe his tenders, as you call them?
I do not know, my lord, what I should think.
Mary, I'll teach you. Think yourself a baby. I would not, but in plain terms, from this time forward, have you give words or talk with the Lord Hamlet. Look to it, our charge. Come your way.
Shall obey, my lord.
Ride shrewdly. It is very cold.
It's a very heavy and eager air.
What hour now?
I think it lacks a 12.
No, it is struck. Angels and ministers of grace defend us.
My Lord comes.
Be thou a spirit of health, or goblin dare, thou comest in such a questionable shape that I will speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet! King, father, royal Dane, oh answer me!
Haven't you the way with it?
It waves you to a more removed ground, but do not go with it.
No, by no means.
You will not speak, then I will follow it.
No, my lord!
Why? What should be the fear? I do not set my life in a pin's fee. And for my soul, what can it do to that, being a thing immortal as itself? It waves me forth again, I'll follow it.
No, what if it should tempt you toward the flood, my lord, to the dreadful summit of the cliff where it needles toward his face into the sea, and there assume some other horrible form which might deprive your sovereignty of reason and draw you into
My
madness?
fate cries out and makes each petty artery in this body.
No!
The arteries, the Nemean lion's nerve.
No!
Fill my claw! Let have me, gentlemen! By heaven, I'll make a ghost of him that lets me. I say away. Go on, I'll follow thee. Where wilt thou lead me? Speak. I'll go no further.
Mark,
I will.
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, for the day confined to fast and fires till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are purged away. List, oh list, if thou didst ever thy dear father love, revenge his foul and most unnatural murder. Murder most foul, as in the best it is, but this most foul, strange and unnatural.
Taste me to know that I with wings as swift as meditation or the thoughts of love may sweep to my revenge.
Thou have it here. 'Tis given out that, sleeping in my orchard, a serpent stung me. So the whole ear of Denmark is by a forging process of my death rankly abused. But know thou, noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears its crown.
Pathetic soul. My under.
That incestuous, that adulterate beast, with traitorous gifts won to his shameful lust the will of my most seeming virtuous queen. Oh, Hamlet, where fallen off is there. Consult. Methinks I sit the morning air. Grief let me be. Sleeping within my orchard, my custom always of the afternoon. Upon my secure hour, thy uncle stole, with juice of cursed heaven in a vial, and in the porches of my ears did pour the leprous distilment, whose effect holds such an enmity with blood of man, that swift as quicksilver it courses through the natural gates and alleys of the body. Thus was I, sleeping, by a brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen, at once dispatched, cut off even in the blossoms of my sin, no reckoning made, but set to my account with all my imperfections on my head. Oh, horrible! Oh, horrible! Most horrible! If thou hast nature in thee, bear it not. Let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. Howsoever thou pursuest this act, take not thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven. Adieu. Fare thee well at once. Adieu.
Oh, all you host of heaven, all earth, what else? Shall I come? Hold my heart. Memory. I was worthless. Memory holds a seat in this distracted globe. Remember. Yet, the table of my memory, I'll wipe away all trivial, fond record that youth and observation copy there, and thy commandment all alone shall live within the book and volume of my brain, unmixed taste of matter, yes. Heaven, the most pernicious woman, oh, villain. Smiling, damned villain. So, uncle, there you are. No! You will reveal it.
Not I, my lord, by heaven.
Nor I, my lord.
Shall we secret?
I, my lord.
There's ne'er a villain dwelling all Denmark, but he's an heir and a name.
There is no ghost of praise.
All right, you are, you're right. And so without more circumstance at all, I hold it fit that we shake hands and part. You, as your business and desire shall want you, for every man has business and desire, such as it is. And for my own poor part, look you, I'll go pray.
These are but wild and whirling words, my lord.
I'm sorry they offend you.
There's no space, my lord.
Yes, by St. Patrick, but there is, Horatio. And much offense, too. In touching this vision here, it is an honest ghost. That let me tell you. If you desire to know what is between us, or masters, you may. And now, good friends, as you are friends, scholars, and soldiers, give me one poor request.
What is it, my lord?
Never make known what you have seen tonight.
My lord, we will not.
Nay, but swear it.
In faith, my lord, not I.
Nor I, my lord, in faith.
On my sword!
We have sworn, my lord, already.
Indeed, upon my sword, indeed.
Oh, day, lad, but this is wondrous strange.
As a stranger, give it welcome, Horatio.
There are more things in heaven and the earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy. But come, never so help you mercy, how strange or odd soe'er I bear myself, as I perchance hereafter shall think me to put an anti-disposition on. That you at such times see me never shall by the pronouncing of some doubtful phrases, well, we know. Or we could, and if we would, or some ambiguous giving out to know that you know all of me. This do swear, so grace and mercy at your most need help you swear.
Swear.
Rest! Rest, perturbed spirit. And so, gentlemen, with all my love, I do commend me to you. What so poor a man as Hamlet is may do to express his love and friending to you, God willing shall not lack. Go in and still your fingers on your lips. Time's outjoined. No curse and spite that ever I was born to set it right. Come, let's go together.
Oh, now, Olivia, what's the matter?
Oh, my lord, I have been so affrighted.
With what in the name of God?
My lord, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all unbraced, no hat upon his head, his stockings fouled, ungartered, and down dived to his ankle, pale as a shirt, his knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous and performed as if he had been loosed out of hell to speak of horrors, he comes before me.
Mad for thy love?
My lord, I do not know, but truly I do fear it.
What said he?
He took me by the wrist and held me hard, and goes into the length of his arm, and with his other head thus o'er his brow, he falls to such perusal of my face as he would draw it. Long stayed he so. At last, a little shaking of my arm, and thrice his head thus waving up and down, he raised a sigh, so piteous and profound, as it did seem to shatter all his former comfort and his being. And then he lets me go, and with his head over his shoulder turned, he seemed to find his way without his eyes. For doors he went without their help since the last, spent their light on me.
Come, go with me. I will go seek the king. This is the very ecstasy of love. I am so weak. Have you given him any hard words of late?
No, my good lord, but as you did command, I did repel his letters and deny his access to me.
You made him mad. I am sorry that with better heated judgment I had not appointed him. I fear he did a trifle and meant directly for the true majesty. Come, go we to the king. This must be known, which being kept close might move more grief to hide than hate to let My liege, madam, expostulate what majesty should be, what duty is. Why, day is day, night is night, and time is time, and nothing but waste night, day, and night. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wits, and tediousness the limbs and outward flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. Mad call I it, for to define true madness, what is but to be nothing else but mad.
More matter with less art.
Madam, I swear I use no art at all. That he is mad is true. It's true. Tis true, foolish figure, but Farewell it, for I will use no wrong. Thus it remains, and the remainder thus prevented. I have a daughter, and while she is mine, who in her duty and obedience mark hath given me this. Now gather and smart. To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most unified of feeling. That's an ill phrase. Unified is a vile phrase, but you should hear it. In her excellent white bosom.
Came this from Hamlet to her?
Stay a while, I will be faithful.
Doubt thou the stars are fire.
Doubt that the sun doth move.
Doubt truth to be a liar.
But never doubt thy love. Dear Ophelia, I am ill at these numbers. I have not art to reckon my groans, but that I love thee best, most best, believe it. Adieu.
Bye.
Nevermore.
Most dear lady, whilst this machine is to confound. In obedience hath my daughter shown me, and more above, and his solicitings as they fell out by time, by means and place, all given to my gaze.
But how hath she received his love?
What do you think of me?
As of a man, faithful and honorable.
I fain with proofs of love, but might you think when I had seen this hot love on the wing, if I had looked upon this love at idle sight, what might you think? No, I was bound to work, and my young mistress thus I did bespeak. Lord Hamlet is a prince out of thy star. This must not be. And then I precepts gave her that she should lock herself from his resort, and admit no messengers, receive no tokens, and he repulsed a short tale to make cousin to the madness where now he raves, and all we mourn.
Do you think 'tis this?
Maybe very like.
Have there been such a time, I fain know that I have positively said 'tis so, and it proved otherwise.
Not that I know.
Take this from this, if this be otherwise.
How may we try it further?
You know, sometimes he walks 4 hours together here in the park.
So he does indeed.
Such a time I'll loose my daughter too, and be you and I behind the towers then, mark the encounter. If he love her not, and be not from his reason fallen thereon, let me be no assistant for a state, but keep a farm and heart.
We will try it.
But look where sadly the poor wretch comes reading.
Oh, wait, I do beseech you go away. I'll pull it. How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Well, God have mercy.
You know me, my lord.
Excellent, well, you are a fishmonger.
Oh, that's not right, my lord.
But then I would you were so honest a man.
Honest, my lord.
I say, to be honest as this world goes is to be one man picked out of 10,000.
That's very true.
For if the sun breed maggots in a dead dog. Have you a dog?
I have, my lord.
Let her not walk in the sun. The conception is a blessing, but as your daughter may conceive, friend, look to it.
By that, still harping on my daughter. Yet he knew me not at first. He said I was a fishmonger. Oh, he is God. I'll speak to him again. What do you read, my lord? Words. Words.
Word.
What is the matter?
Between you?
I mean the matter that you read, my lord.
Slander, sir. Where the satirical rogue says here that old men have gray beards. That their faces are wrinkled. Their eyes purging thick amber and plum tree gums. And that they have a plentiful lack of wit, together with most weak hams, all which, sir, though I most powerfully believe, yet I hold it not honest to have it thus account. For yourself, sir, should be old as I am, if like a crab you could go backward.
Well, this be madness, yet there is method in it. Will you walk out of the air, my lord?
Into my grave.
Each that is out of the air. Sometimes his replies are, my honorable lord, I will most humbly take my leave of you.
You cannot, sir, take from me anything I would more willingly part with, except my life. Except my life. Except my life. To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a seat of troubles, and by opposing in them to die, to sleep. No more. And by sleep to say we end the heartache and 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to, 'tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die. To sleep. To sleep. Chance to dream. Aye, there's the rub, for in that sleep of death what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, and the insolence of office, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare body? Who would far as bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience doth make cowards of us all. Thus the native hue of resolution is sickly o'er with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment with this regard the currents turn awry, and lose the name of action. Softly now. Paraphilia. Nymph, and thy orisons be all my sins remembered.
Good my lord. How does your honor for this many day?
I humbly thank you. Well.
My honor, lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have longed to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
No, I never gave you all.
My honor, lord, you know right well you did.
And with them, words so sweet breath composed as make the things more rich. Their perfume lost, take these again. For to the noble mind which gives wax poor when givers prove unkind.
Ha!
My lord.
Ha ha ha! Ha ha! Are you honest?
My lord?
Are you fair?
What means your lord?
That if you be honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to you. They love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me. For virtue cannot so inoculate our old stock, but we shall relish it. I love you not.
How was the more deceived?
Get thee to a nunnery. But why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I myself indifferent, honest, but yet I could accuse me of such things that were better my mother had not borne me. I am very proud, revengeful, ambitious, with more offenses at my deck than I have thoughts to put them in. Imagination to give them shape, or time to act them in. What should such fellows as I do, crawling between earth and heaven? We are errant knaves, all. Believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Farewell. Where's your father?
No, my lord.
Let the doors be shut on him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house. Farewell.
Oh, help me, you sweet heaven.
I've heard of your paintings too, well enough. God has given you one face, and you make yourselves another. You jig, and you amble, and you lisp, and you nickname God's creatures, and call your wantonness your ignorance. Give me your number and go, farewell. Or, if Thou wilt needs marry, marry a fool. For wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them. To a nunnery, go, and quickly too. Go to! Of no more of it! It hath made me mad. I say, we will have no more marriages. Those that are married already, all but one shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery, go.
Oh, what a noble mind is here on throne. The courtiers, soldiers, scholars, eye, tongue, sword, expectancy and rose of the fair state, the glass of fashion and the mold of form, the observed of all observers, quite down. And I, of ladies most deject and wretched that suck the honey of his music vows, now see that noble and most sovereign reason like sweet bells jangle out of tune and harsh. Not a match form and feature of blown youth, blasted with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me to have seen what I have seen. See what I see.
Love, his affection does not that way tend. Nor when he spake, though it might form a little, was not like madness. There's something in his soul o'er which his melancholy sits on brood. And I do doubt the hatch and the disclose will be some danger, for which to prevent, I have in quick determination thus set it down. He shall speed to England. Haply the seas and countries different, with variable objects, shall expel the something settled matter in his heart. What think you on?
Shall do well. But yet I do believe the origin and commencement of this grief sprung from reflected love. How now? You need not tell us what Lord Hamlet said. We've heard it all. I don't do this.
It shall be so. Madness and greatness must not unwatched go.
My lord, I have news. The actors are come hither now.
He that plays the king shall be welcome.
On mine honor, the best actors in the world, either for comedy, history, tragedy, pastoral, comical, historical, pastoral, tragical, historical, comical, historical, pastoral. Seneca cannot be too petty, nor Plautus too light, for these are the only men.
Oh, my old friend. Thy face is made since I saw thee last. Good, my lord. Will you see the players well bestowed? Dost thou hear? Let them be well used, for they are the abstract and brief chronicles of the time. After your death, you were better have a bad epitaph in their ill report while you live.
My lord, I will use them according to their desert.
God, Hopkins, man, much better. Use every man after his desert, and who should escape with it? Use them after your own honor and dignity. The less they deserve, the more merit is in your mouth. Go, take them in. Dost thou hear me, old friend? Play the murder of Gonzaga.
Aye, my lord.
We'll have tomorrow night.
Aye, my lord.
Follow that course, and look you mock him not. Now I'm alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I. Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, could force his soul so to his own conceit, that from her working on his visage want, tears in his eyes, distraction in his aspect, a broken voice, and all his functions suiting the forms of his conceit, and all for nothing? What would he do? Have he the motive and the cue for passion that I have? You drown the stage with tears, and cleave the general ear with horrid speech, make mad the guilty, and appall the free, confound the ignorant, and amaze indeed the very faculties of eyes and ears. Yet I, a dull and muddy-meddled rascal, peak like Jonatries unpregnant of my cause, and can say nothing. No, not for a king, upon whose property and most dear life a damned defeat was made. Am I coward? Who calls me villain? Breaks my painted cross, plucks out my beard, blows it in my face, tweaks me by the nose, and gives me the lie in the throat. As deepest to the lungs, who does me this, huh? Swoons. I should take it. For it cannot be, but I am delivered in my call to make oppression bitter, or ere this, I should have fatted all the region's kites with the slave's offal. Bloody, bawdy fiddle. Remorseless, treacherous, lecherous, kindness, villain, oh, vengeance! Now, what advance am I? This most great, that I, the son of a dear father murdered, prompted to my revenge by heaven and hell, must, like a whore, unpack my heart with words and fall a cursing, like a very draught, a stupid, fire, fuck! About my brains. I have heard that guilty creatures, upon sitting at a play, have by the very cunning of the scene been struck so to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malefactions, for murder, though it have no tongue, will speak with most miraculous organ. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before my uncle. I'll observe his looks. I'll tempt him to the quick. If he but blench, I know my course. The spirit that I have seen may be the devil, yea, and the devil hath the power to assume a pleasing shade, yea, and perhaps in my weakness and my melancholy, as he is very potent with such spirits, he abuses me to damn me. I'll have grounds more relative than this. The play is the thing, wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king. Speak the speech. I pray you, trippingly on the tongue, but if you mouth it, as many of the players do, I had as lief the town crier spoke my rights. Nor do not saw your hand through the air thus, but use all gently. For in the very torrent, tempest, and as I may say, the whirlwind of passion, you must acquire and beget a sort of temperance that will give it smoothness. It offends me to the soul to hear a robustious, periwig-pated fellow tear a passion to tatters, to very rags, to split the ears of the groundlings who, for the most part, are capable of nothing but inexplicable dumb shows and noise. I would have such a fellow whipped. It out Herod's Herod, pray you avoid it.
I warrant your honor.
Be not too tame. Let your own discretion be your tutor. Suit the action to the word to the action, with this special observance that you o'erlook not the modesty of nature. For anything so overdone is from the purpose of playing, whose end from the first and now was and is to hold as 'twere the mirror up to nature, to show virtue, her own image, form, her own feature, and indeed the very age and body of the time is form and pressure. Go, make you ready. Well, Horatio, his the Lord, so observe mine uncle. Give him heedful note. They're coming to the play. I must be idle. Get your place. How fares our cousin Hamlet? Excellent, well, mate. Of the chameleon's dish, I eat the air promised grant. You cannot be us all.
I have nothing with this answer, Hamlet. These words are not mine.
No, nor mine now.
did I, my lord, and was accounted a good act.
What did you enact?
I did enact Julius Caesar. I was killed in the Capitol. Brutus killed me.
It was a brute part of him to kill so capital a captive. Be the players ready?
Aye, my lord, they stay upon your patience.
Lady, shall I lie in your lap?
No, my lord.
I mean, my head upon your lap.
Aye, my lord.
Did you think I meant country matters?
I think nothing, my lord.
That's a fair thought to lie between maid's legs.
What is, my lord?
Nothing.
You are married, my lord.
Who? I?
Aye, my lord.
Oh, God, you're only a jig maker. Well, what should a man do but be married? For look you, how cheerfully my mother looks, and my father died within these 2 hours.
May 'tis twice 2 months, my lord.
So long. Made it. Let the devil wear black, for I'll have a suit of sables. Oh, heavens, died 2 months ago, not forgotten yet? Well, then there's hope. A great man's life may outlive his memory half a year.
What do you call the play?
Le Mouse Trap. This is one Lucianus, nephew to the king. Begin, murderer. And he poisons him in the garden for his estate. The story is extant and written in choice Italian. You shall see anon how the murderer gets the love of Gonzalo's wife. What? Friday with false fire.
Give me some light! Away!
Light!
Light!
Oh, good Horatio. I'll take the ghost's word for £1,000. It's proceed.
Very well, my lord.
Upon the top of the poison.
It's very well noted.
My lord, the queen would speak with you, and presently.
Do you see yonder cloud that's almost in shape of a camel?
By the mass, and 'tis like a camel indeed.
Methinks it is like a weasel.
And he's back like a weed.
More like a whale?
Very like a whale.
Yeah, I will come to my mother by and by.
I will say so.
By and by is easily said. Read me, friend. It's now the very witching time of night when churchyards yawn and hell itself breathes out contagion to this world. Now could I drink hot blood and do such bitter business that the day would quake to look on. So, now to my mother. Oh, heart, lose not thy nature. Let not ever the soul of Nero enter this firm bosom. I must be cruel, not unnatural. I will speak daggers to her, but use none.
My lord, he's going to his mother's closet. Behind there, I was not to make myself to hear the office, and warrant she'll tax at home. And as she said, and wisely was it said, 'tis meet some other audience than a mother, since nature makes them partial, should or hear the speech advantage. Very well, my lord. I'll call upon you ere you go to bed and tell me what.
Thanks, dear my lord. Oh, my offense is rank, it smells to heaven. It hath the primal eldest curse upon it, a brother's murder. Pray can I not, though inclination be as sharp as will? What if this cursed hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? Oh, what form of prayer can serve my turn? Forgive me my foul murder. That cannot be, since I am still possessed of those effects for which I did the murder. My crown, my own ambition, and my queen. Oh, wretched state! Oh, bosom black as death! Help, angels! Only if you will.
Now might I do it, Pat? Now he is praying, and now I'll do... And so he goes to heaven. And so my revenge, that would be scary. A villain kills my father, and for that, I, his sole son, do the same villains into heaven? Nope. Up sword, and know thou a more horrid. When he is drunk asleep, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasure of his bed, gaming, swearing, or about some act that has no relish of salvation in it, then trick him, that his heels may kick at heaven, and that his soul may be as damned and black as hell whereto it goes. My mother stays. This visit but prolongs thy sickly days.
My words fly up. My thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts never to heaven go.
He will come straight. Huskey, even here, pray you be round with him.
I'll warn you, fear me not. Withdraw, I hear him coming.
Mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, you question with a wicked tongue.
How now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Have you forgotten me?
No! By who not so? You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife, and would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay then, I'll set those to you that can.
Come. Sit you down. You go not till I set you up a glass, where you may see the inmost part of you.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me? Help! Help!
Help!
How now? A rat? Dead! I'm slain.
Oh, me, what hast thou done?
Then, I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, what a rash and bloody deed is this?
A bloody deed? Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
As kill a king?
Aye, lady, 'twas my word. Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool. Farewell, I took thee for thy better. Take thy fortune. Leave wringing of your hands, peace. Sit you down, and let me wring your heart, for so I shall to be made a penetrable son. Look here. Upon this picture and on this, counterfeit presentment of two brothers. See what a grace was seated on this brow, Hyperion's curls, the front of Jove himself, an eye like Mars to threaten and command, a station like the herald Mercury, new lighted on a heaven-kissing hill, a combination and a form indeed, where every god did seem to set his seal to give the world assurance. This was a man, and this was your husband. And look you now what follows, and here is your husband, like a mildewed ear blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? You cannot call it love, for at your age the heyday and the blood is tamed, it's humble, and it waits upon the judgment. And what judgment would step from this to this? Sense, sure, you have, else could you not have motion, but sure that sense is apoplexed. Oh, shame! Where's thy blood?
Oh, Hamlet, speak no more. Thou turns mine eyes into my very soul, and there I see such black and grated spots as will not leave their taint.
Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, stewed in corruption, honeying and making love over the nasty
Speak
side.
no more, these words, like daggers enter in mine ears, no more, sweet Hamlet.
A murderer and a heavenly gods, what would your gracious figure?
Alas, he's mad.
Do you not come? Your tardy son to chide, that lapse in time and passion must go by the important acting of your dread command. Assay!
Do not forget, this visitation is but to whet thy almost blunted purpose. Look, amazement on my mother sits. Oh, step between her and her fighting soul. Speak to her, Hamlet.
How is it with you, lady?
Alas, how is it with you, that you do bend your eye on vacancy, and with the incorporeal air to hold discourse?
Gentle son, upon the heat and flame of thy distemper sprinkle cool patience. Whereon do you look?
Do you see nothing there?
Nothing at all.
Yet all that is I see.
Nor did you nothing here?
No, nothing but ourselves.
Why, look you! Look where he goes, even now! I follow in his hand as he went. Look where he goes, out of the portal!
This is the very coinage of your brain. This bodiless creation, ecstasy, is very cunning.
Ecstasy! My pulse is yours, doth temperately keep time, and makes his healthful music. Mother, for love of grace, lay not that mattering unction to your soul, whilst rank corruption, finding all within, infects unseen. Confess yourself to heaven. Repent what is past. Avoid what is to come. Do not spread the compost on the weeds to make them ranker. Forgive me this my virtue.
Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
Now throw away the worst part of it, and live the purer with the other half. Good night. Go not to my uncle's bed. Assume a virtue if you have it not. Refrain tonight, and I shall lend a kind of easiness to the next abstinence, the next more easy, for use can almost change the stamp of nature. Once more, good night. I must be cruel only to be kind. Thus bad begins and worse remains behind. I must to England, you know that?
Like I had forgot.
There's a letter to This man shall set me packing. I'll lug the guts into the neighbor room. Come, sir. You brought forth in with you. Good night, mother.
Now, Hamlet, where's Polonius?
At supper.
At supper where?
We're not where he eats, but where he is eaten. A certain convocation of politic worms are eaten out. See, a worm is your only emperor for diet. When we fat all creatures else to fat us, and we fat ourselves for maggots.
Alas, alas.
A man may eat of that fish that hath fed of the king, and eat of that fish that hath fed of that worm.
What dost you mean by this?
Nothing, but to show you how a king may go progress through the guts of a beggar.
Where is Polonius?
I haven't. Send hither to see. If your messenger find him not there, seek him the other place yourself.
Hamlet, this deed for thine special safety, which we do tender as we dearly grieve for that which thou hast done, must send thee hence with fiery quickness. Therefore prepare thyself for England.
For England? Good! Farewell, dear mother.
Thy loving father, Hamlet.
My mother. See, father and mother is man and wife. Man and wife is one flesh. And so,
sealed and done. In England thou mayst not coldly set our sovereign process, which imports at full the present death of Hamlet. Do it, England, for like a hectic in my blood he rages, and thou must cure me. Till I know 'tis done, howe'er my haps my joys were ne'er begun.
How should I more true love know from another one? Why does couple had and sad and dissemble him?
Alas, sweet lady, what imports this song?
Say they pray mock. He is dead and gone, lady. He is dead and gone. And his head a cross creature, and his heels a stone.
Nay, but Ophelia.
Pray mark. Why did shroud as the mountains flourish with sweet flowers, which for when to the grave did go, with true love showers?
How do you, pretty lady?
Well, God heal you. They say the owl was a baker's daughter.
Lord, we know what we are, but know not what we may be.
God gave you to
Concede upon her father.
Pray you, let's have no words of this, but when they ask you what it means, say you this. Tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day, all in the morning betime, and I made a sure window to be your Valentine. And up he rose and donned his clothes and up the chamber door, letting the maid that out a maid never departed more.
Pretty Ophelia. How long has she been thus?
How God will be well. You must be patient. I cannot choose but weep. To think the vision laid him in the cold ground.
My brother shall know. And so, I thank you for your good counsel. Come, my coach. Good night, ladies. Good night, sweet ladies. Good night. Good night.
Follow her close, give her good watch, I pray you. Oh, this is the poison of deep grief. It springs all from your father's death. Poor Ophelia, divided from herself and her fair judgment, without the which we are pictures of real peace.
Oh, thou blind king, give me my father!
Calmly, good Laertes.
That strong blood that's called proclaims me bastard. Where is my father? Dead. How can he be dead? Let come what comes. Only I'll be revenged most thoroughly for my father.
Who shall stay you?
I will not all the world, and for that purpose I will husband him so far we will go. Far, little.
That I am guiltless of your father's death, and am most sensible in grief for it, it shall as level to your judgment pierce as day does to your eye.
They bore him barefaced on the bier.
What noise is that?
And in his grave read many a tear.
He dried up my brains, tears 7 times salt. Sweet maid, my sister, sweet Julia. Is it possible that a young maid's wit should be as mortal as an old man's life? Hast thou thy wits and could persuade revenge, I could not move thus.
You were saying, Adowna, and you call him Adowna. How the wheel becomes it. It is a false steward that stole his master's daughter.
This nothing's more than matter.
There's Rosemary. That's for remembrance. For you love, remember. And there is fancies. That's for thoughts.
Document of madness. Not remembrance fit.
Spindle for you. Columbine.
Here's rue for you. Here's some for me. We may call it herb grace Sundays. Here's where your little difference. There's a daisy. wretched souls. God be with you.
Horatio, ere we were 2 months old at sea, a pirate of very warlike appointment gave us chase. Finding ourselves too slow of sail, we boarded them, and on the grapple I boarded them. They have made thieves of mercy of us, but they know what they did. I am to do a good turn for them. Repair thou to me with as much speed as thou wouldst fly death. He that thou knowest thine, Hamlet.
Now must your conscience my acquaintance see. I love your father, and we love ourselves, and that I hope will teach you to imagine. How now? What news?
Letters, my lord, from Hamlet. This to your majesty, this to the queen.
Well, Laertes, you shall hear them. Leave us. I am knight. You shall know I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow shall I see your kingly eyes when I shall recount the occasion of my sudden and more strange return. Hamlet. What should this mean? 'Tis Hamlet's character naked. And in a postscript here he says alone. Can you advise me?
I'm lost in it, my lord. But let him come. It warms a sickness in my heart that I may live to tell him to his teeth, thus didst thou.
If it be so, Laertes, as how should it be so? How otherwise? Will you be ruled by me?
Aye, my lord. So you will not o'errule me to a peace.
To thine own peace. How now, sweet queen?
One woe doth tread upon another's heels, and fast they follow. My sister's drowned, Laertes.
Drowned? Where?
There is a willow, grows aslant a brook. It shows its hornies in the glassy stream.
There with fantastic garlands did she come. Crowflowers, nettles, daisies, and long purples that liberal shepherds give a grosser name, but our cold names do dead men's fingers call them. There, on the pendant boughs, her coronet weeds, clamoring to hang, an envious sliver broke, and down the weedy trophies of herself fell in the weeping brook. Her clothes spread wide, and mermaid-like, while they bore her up. Each time she chanted snatches of old tunes as one incapable of her own distress, or like a creature native and endued into that element. Long it could not be to let her garments heavy with their drink, or pull the poor wretch from her melodious lane to muddy death.
Less than she's drowned. Too much of water hast thou for Ophelia, and therefore I forbid my tears. Adieu, my lord. I have speech of fire that fame and place without this folly drowses.
Let's follow, Gertrude. How much I had to do to calm his rage. Now fear I this will give it start again. Therefore let's follow.
In youth, when I did love me thought it was very sweet. To contract to the time for my behold, me thought there is something mate.
Whose grave is this, Sirrah?
Mine, sir.
I think it be thine indeed, for thou liest in it.
You lie out on it, sir, and therefore it is not yours. For my part, I do not lie in it, and yet it is mine.
Thus lieth. To be in it and say it is thine. 'Tis for the dead, not for the quick. Therefore thou liest.
'Tis a quick lie, sir, to away game from me to you.
What man dost thou dig it for?
For no man, sir.
What woman then?
For none neither.
Who is to be buried?
One that was a woman, sir, but rest the soul, she's dead.
How absolute the knave is. We must speak by the card, or equivocation will undo us. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
Of all the days and year I came to it that day that our last King Hamlet overcame Fort Bragg.
And how long's that since?
Cannot you tell that? Every fool can tell that. It was the same day that young Hamlet was born. He that is mad and sent into England.
Why, Mary, why was he sent into England?
Why? Because he was mad. Shall recover his wits there, or if he did not, it's no great matter there. He will not be seen in him there. There the man are as mad as he.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
Think he was losing his wits.
Upon what ground?
Why, here in Denmark.
How long will a man lie in the earth ere he rot?
Faith, sir, if he be not rotten before he die, he'll last some 8 years, 9 years. Tanner will last you 9 years.
Why he more than another?
But why, sir, his eye is so tanned with his trade that he will keep out water a great while. And your water is a sore decayer of your horse's dead body. Well, here's a skull, sir. This skull had lain in the earth 23 years.
Whose was it?
Horse and mad fellows it was. Whose do you think it was?
Nay, I know not.
Pestilence on him for a mad rogue. He poured a flagon of Rhenish on me head once. This same skull, sir, was York's skull, the king's jester.
This?
Ain't that?
Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. Fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times. And now how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gore drips at it. And here hung those lips I'd kissed I know not how often. Where be your guides now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set a table on the roar? Not one. Now, to mock your own grain. Quite chapful. Now get you my lady's chamber, and tell her, let her paint an inch thick, to this favor she must come. Make her laugh at that. So, King, who is this they follow? And with such name to rise, the token the corpse they follow did with desperate hand forgo its own life.
Labor in the earth, from her fair and unpolluted flesh in the violet spring.
The fair fury?
Sweets to the sweet. Farewell. I hope thou shouldst have been my Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bride bed to have decked, sweet maid, and thou hast strewed thy grave.
The treble woeful tintides treble of that cursed head whose most wicked deed thy genius says deprived thee of. Hold out the earth a while till I caught her in my arms again once more. Now pile your dust upon the quick and the dead till this flatter mountain you have made.
What is he whose breed bears such an emphasis? This is I, Hamlet the Dane.
The devil.
Thou prayest not well.
I
Praise, take thy faith.
This will I broke!
Put them asunder!
Hold off thy head!
Hamlet! Hamlet!
I will fight with him upon this theme until my eyelids will no longer.
My son, what he?
I love Ophelia. 40,000 brothers could not, with all their quantity of love, make up there myself. What will I do for her? Swoon, show me what thou do. Would we? Would fight, would fast, would tear thyself, would drink up eyes only to crocodile. I'll do it. So come here, wife. Draw face me with weeping in her grave. Be very quick with her, and so will I. If thou pray to mountains, let them throw millions of acres on us. Nay, thou rent! I'll rent as well as thou.
This is mere madness.
Hear you, sir! What is the reason you use me thus? I've loved you ever. But it is no matter. Let Hercules do what he may. The cat will mew, and dog will have his day.
Good Gertrude, set some watch over your son. Laertes, I must commune with your grief, and you must put me in your heart for a friend, where the offense is like a great axe fall.
It shall be so, but tell me why you proceeded not against him.
Oh, for two special reasons, which may to you perhaps seem much uncentered, but yet to me they are strong. The queen, his mother, lives almost by his looks. And for myself, my virtue or my plague, she's to be either which. She's so conjunctive to my life and soul that, as the star moves not within his sphere, I could not but by her. The other motive is the great love the general public bear him, who, dipping all his faults in their affection, convert his sins to graces.
And so have I a noble father lost. A sister driven into desperate terms, whose worth, if praises may go back again, should challenge her on the mount of all the age for her perfections. But my revenge will come.
Break not your sleeps for that.
Oh.
You must not think that we are made of stuff so flat and dull that we can let our beard be shook with danger and think it past out. As he be now returned, I will work him to an exploit. Now ripen my device, under the which he shall not choose but fall. For his death no wind of blame shall breathe, and even his mother shall uncharge the practice and call it accident.
I will be ruled, my lord. But rather, if you could devise it so that I might be the organ.
It falls right. You have been talked of since you traveled much, and that in Hamlet's hearing, for a quality wherein they say you shine. 2 months since, here was a gentleman of Normandy. He made confession of you, and gave you such a masterly report for arts and exercise in your defense, and for your rapier most especially, that he cried out, "'Twould be a sight indeed if one could match you." Sir, this report of his did Hamlet so envenom with his envy, that he could nothing do but wish and beg your sudden coming o'er and play with him. Now, out of this.
What out of this, my lord?
Laertes, was your father dear to you? Or are you like a painting of a sorrow, a face without a heart? I ask you this, to the quick of the ulcer. We'll put on those, shall praise your excellence, bring you in fine together, and wager on your heads. He being remiss will not peruse the foils, so that with ease, or with a little shuffle, you may choose a sword unbaited, and in a passive practice requite it for your father.
I will do it. For that purpose, I'll anoint my sword. I bought an unction of a mount bay, so mortal that but dip a knife in it. Where it draws blood, no cataplasm so rare can save a thing from death that is but scratched withal.
When in your motion you are hot and dry, and then he calls for drink, I'll have prepared him a chalice for the nonce, whereon but sipping, if he by chance escape your venom stuck, our purpose may hold there.
Ratio. How are you, this just the man to hear my conversation protocol?
My dear lord.
Nay, do not think I flatter. Thou hast been as one in suffering all that suffers nothing. A man that fortune's buckets and rewards has tamed the weak things. Give me that man that is not passion's slave, and I will wear him in my heart's core. Aye, in my heart of heart as I do thee. Something too much of this. But I am very sorry, good Horatio, that 2 Laertes I forgot myself. For in the portraiture of his cause I see my own. I'll court his favors. Show the bravery of his grief that put me into a towering passion.
Peace, who comes here? Your lordship is right welcome back to Denmark.
I humbly thank you, sir. Dost know this waterfly?
No, my lord.
Thy state is the more gracious.
Sweet lord, if your lordship were at leisure, I should impart the same to you from his majesty.
I will receive it with all import of grace. Put your bonnet to its right use. 'Tis for the head.
I thank your lordship. It is very
No, believe me. It's very cold. The wind is northerly.
It is indifferent, cold.
But yet, methinks it is very hot and sultry for my complexion.
Exceedingly, my lord. It is very sultry, as it were. I cannot tell how. But His Majesty bade me signify to you that he has laid a great wager on your head. Sir, this is...
I beseech you. Remember.
Nay, my lord, for my ease and good fare. Sir, here is newly come to court Laertes, to lead me in an absolute gentleman, full of most excellent differences, a very soft society and great showing. Indeed, to speak feelingly of him, he is the card of candor of gentry.
Oh, what imports the nomination of this gentleman?
Of Laertes? Oh, you are not ignorant of what excellence Laertes is. I mean, sir, what his weapon?
What's his weapon?
Rapier and dagger.
Well, that's two of his weapons. But well.
The king, my lord, hath laid that in a dozen passes between yourself and him he shall not exceed you 3 hits. He hath laid on 12 for 9, and it would come to immediate trial if your lordship would vouchsafe the answer.
How if I answer no?
I mean, my lord, the opposition of your person in trial.
Sir, I will walk here in the hall, if it please his majesty. 'Tis the breeding time of day with me. Let the foils be brought. The gentleman willing, and the king hold his purpose, I will win for him, and if I can. If not, I will lose nothing but my shame and the obvious.
And commend my duty to your lordship.
Yours.
You will lose this wager, my lord.
I do not think so. Since you went into France, I have been in continual practice. I shall win the odds. But thou wouldst not think how ill all's here about my heart.
If your mind is like anything, obey it. I will forestall the repair hither and say that you are not fit.
So wait. We defy our breed. There's a special providence in the fall of the sparrow. If it be now, it is not to come. If it be not to come, it will be now. If it be not now, yet it will come. The readiness is all. Since no man knows aught when he leaves what is to leave the times. Let be.
Come, Hamlet, come, and take this hand from me.
Give me a pardon, sir. I've done you wrong, but pardon as you are a gentleman. What might your nature, honor, and exception roughly weight, I here proclaim as madness. This madness is poor Hamlet's enemy. Let my disclaiming from a purpose evil free me so far in your most generous thoughts that I have shot mine arrow o'er the house and hurt my brother.
Give us the foils, come on.
I'll be your foil, Laertes. In mine ignorance, your skill shall, like a star in the darkest night, stick fiery off indeed.
You mock me, sir.
No, by this hand.
Give them the foils, Osric. Cousin Hamlet, you know the wager?
Very well, my lord. Your grace hath laid the odds to the weaker side.
I do not fear it. I have seen them both. But since he is better, we have therefore odds.
This is too heavy. Let me see another.
This flags me well. Foils have all the weight.
The king shall drink to Hamlet's better breath, and in the cup a union shall he throw, richer than that which 4 successive kings in Denmark's crown have won. Come, begin, and you the judges bear a wary eye. Wow! One! No! Judgment!
A hit, very possible hit.
Well, again. Hamlet, this pearl is thine. Here's to thy health. Give him the cup.
I'm ready to bow first. Set it by. Come.
Oh! Another hit! What say you?
A touch, I confess.
Our son shall win.
He's fat and scant of breath. Here, Hamlet, take my napkin. Rub thy brows. The queen carouses to thy fortune.
Gertrude, do not drink!
I will, my lord. I pray you pardon me.
It is poisoned cup. It is too late.
You're not read that now, I hope.
Come, let me wipe my face.
My lord, I think I'll hit him out.
I do not think it.
Yes, it's almost against my conscience.
Come for the third layer since you have Natalie. I pray you, pass with your best violence. I am here you make a wanton of me.
Say you so? Have at you now.
She swoons to see them bleed.
No, no. The drink. Oh, my dear Hamlet. The drink. I'm poisoned.
What? Oh, villainy. Lock the doors! Treachery! Seek it out!
It is here, Hamlet!
Hamlet, thou art slain. In thee there is not half an hour of life. Treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unbaited and envenomed. The foul practice hath turned itself on me, and lo, here I lie, never rise again. My mother's poison, I can no more. The king's to blame.
The point. And venom too. And venom to thy work. Here, thou incestuous, murderous, damned Dane. Drink off this potion a while. Is thy union here? Follow my mother.
He's justly served. His poison tempered by himself. Strange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. Mine and my father's death come not on thee, nor thine on me. Heaven make thee free of it.
Wretched queen, adieu. I'm dead, Horatio! You who look pale and tremble at this chance, that are but youth or audience to this act, had I but time, as this fell Sergeant Death is strict in his arrest, I can tell you. Let it be. Horatio! I'm dead! Report me my cause right to the unsatisfied.
Never believe it. I'm more an antique Roman than a Dane. There's yet some liquor left.
Has no other man give me the cup? By heaven, I'll have it. Oh, good Horatio. What a wounded name, being standing thus unknown, shall live behind me. If thou didst ever hold me in thy heart, absent thee from felicity a while, and in this harsh world draw thy breath in pain to tell my story. The rest is silence.
Thou cracks a noble heart. Good night, sweet prince. Last angels sing me to thy rest.
The poor captain fared Hamlet like a soldier to the stage, for he was likely, had he been put on to prove most royally, and for his passage the soldier's music and the rights of war speak loudly for him. Take up the bodies. Such a sight as this becomes the field, but here shows much amiss. Go, bid the soldiers shoot.